So there's a distinction between a self-directed IRA and a 401k in the way that you'd use them. A self-directed IRA is all of your money in an IRA account that you direct. So you determine what it's going to be invested in, instead of your financial planner or any other custodian that it's just your standard. They pick it and then you just deal with it down the road. You're picking those investments. So you could go put that money into Birkenstock or into BlackBerry or something similar, or you could go buy Nike or Amazon, or you could put it into real estate. With a self-directed IRA, the money is going to go, the returns for that are going to go back into your IRA. Right. So there's some restrictions around when you can pull that out and how you can pull that out, age and the like. So one thing that's nice about the IRA is if you were to lend to somebody else and you were a private lender, you could then use that money, or let me separate the parties. If you were buying a property and someone has a self-directed IRA, they could lend to you and you could use them just like a private lender. Their returns are going to go back into their IRA though. So when you're talking to somebody that might have a self-directed IRA, or they've got a 401k that's not performing very well, they can convert that to a self-directed IRA, that retirement account to a self-directed IRA, and now they can become a private lender for you. And instead of them losing on average 24% over the last 12 months for people's 401k, that's average. For people that had over $1 million in their 401k, they averaged 33% loss over the last 12 months. Instead of losing that amount of money, they could be making 12%, 14% on that. So that's how they'd use the self-directed IRA. If you're using your own, you can buy a property, but the returns have to go back into the IRA. So it's nice, but it's not going to feed you right now. If you need the cash flow to be able to retire from your job, it's not going to be able to feed you right now. So that's one of the constraints. Now, the benefit of using your 401k is most custodians, and you'll have to check with your program, but most processes are set up to where you can take a loan out from your 401k. So you can take a loan up to 50% of your 401k. And you can use that on anything. You could go, replace the windows in your house, put a new roof on. You could do something unproductive, go on a vacation, right? Buy a boat with it. They don't care, but you have to pay them back. And you're paying them interest, but that interest is going to you. So whatever that interest rate is, last time I checked with somebody, it was 6%. It's just going to be around there where you're paying them back. And oftentimes sometimes there will be a clause where a certain amount of that payment comes out of your paycheck. So it just goes straight from your paycheck into paying down that debt. So if you're paying interest only on $100,000 because you get $200,000 in your 401k, then that amount, that payment, monthly payment is going to come out of your paycheck. So you're not going to see that every month the way that you normally would. But that $100,000, you can do anything with it, right? So it's a win-win in that it's interest-free money to you, net, right? So at the end, it's interest-free money because yes, you're paying 6%, but you're paying it to yourself, to your 401k.
So, right? Because I have a 401k from an old job that I haven't rolled over yet. And I didn't know if that's what you did. And you used that something, you did kind of like that strategy to get
great question.
in real estate.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Maybe I misunderstood.
I ended up liquidating my entire 401k. And part of the reason I did that is because when COVID exploded, the federal government gave an exception where they said, if you've been affected by COVID, you don't have the early withdrawal penalty. All right. So what I did was I withdrew everything from because I was affected with COVID. I actually had COVID. I withdrew everything from my 401k after analyzing what's my rate of return going to be. Is it going to be better this way if I put it into properties or not? And so I got lucky in that case. And I was prepared for that and checked with my CPA, made sure, like, is this okay to do? And they said, yeah, you're good to go. So I withdrew that and I went and just bought properties.
Oh, okay.
That's how I used my 401k is I just liquidated it and I went ahead and bought properties. And that still might be worth doing for you. You're going to have to pay the income tax on that. And then you're also going to have to pay the early withdrawal penalty, but it still might be worth it to you. I think probably the most optimized way to use this would be to take out a loan from your 401k. Now, usually, this is an asterisk. Usually when you're doing this with a 401k, If you move jobs, the loan will be due, because the way that they set it up to pay it back is directly out of your paycheck. So you might call that custodian and say, hey, I've got a 401k with you guys. It's from an old job. If I want to take out a loan, how does that work? Do you take my payment from my current job? Do you even do that? Or do I need to roll it over into a new custodian with my current job? I would ask them that.
And let's just say I do that. They won't care what that money will be used for. If
No.
it's going to go to like a down payment for
No.
an investment property. Okay.
Right. As long as they're guaranteed that you're going to pay them back through
Okay.
monthly payments, then yeah, you're great.
Okay, thanks.
Of course. Great. Yeah, because that loan is going to be secured by the rest of your 401k. So if you don't pay them back and they need it, they get to take however much you don't pay them back. If you don't pay them back $80,000 and you still have $100,000 left in your account, they just take $80,000 of that account. All right. So that it's a reasonably safe situation for them. Hey, thanks for watching. If this was helpful to you and you want to keep learning the most productive insider secrets about real estate investing, subscribe here. If you're ready to start building your cash flowing portfolio and do what I did, build a multi-million-dollar portfolio in 18 months so that you can quit the rat race 9 to 5 in less than 3 years, and you want someone to walk you through the entire process step by step so that you can move faster with less risk, be protected from risk, then click here to learn how I work with people. And I will show you how I help people get their first cash flowing rental in 90 days. Don't stay trapped, become financially free so you can do what matters.